Hi, welcome to Native Report. I'm Stacy Thunder. Lacrosse is a team sport that was invented by our Native ancestors hundreds of years ago. And in recent years, it has grown in popularity. On the Fond du Lac Reservation in northern Minnesota, a summer camp teaches young people the basics of the game and skills that will stay with them for life.
Right around me. Everybody come on in.
On this summer day, rain fell from a gray sky as Lax-4-Life camp participants are preparing for an afternoon scrimmage.
I've worked with the tribes throughout Minnesota and Wisconsin for the last 5.5 years, and I was privileged enough to be in a lot of backdoor meetings with tribal leadership, and the question kept coming up. How do we prevent our kids from getting into gangs? How do we prevent our kids from getting on the drugs out there and prescription drugs? How do we get our kids to stay focused on our culture and our heritage? And I didn't have an answer years ago when I was the president of the Native American Law Enforcement Summit. We used to hold, before I was the president, we used to hold summer camps, educational summer camps. My partner Bill Blake, who had started the program some 5 or 6 years ago, passed away 3 years ago. And with his passing, we also lost that camp because of budgetary cutbacks from the backpack tutors who were the teachers that we were utilizing. So I thought there's got to be something that we can do to get these kids active in the summer, and there's got to be something we can do to get them taking pride in themselves, their culture, and their heritage. And I guess you could say a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and again. And somehow the creator helped me, and I came up with the idea of bringing lacrosse back to the states, or back to the great tribes of Minnesota and Wisconsin.
How we got involved was Chairwoman Diver sending me an email saying, hey, there's something going on here, maybe you might want to get involved, give them a call. And what we ended up doing, got his ideas, basically what they pitched to the tribal councils up there, and it was a pretty good fit with what me and Josh Baker were talking about at the Brooks and Community Center. So it just spent 6 months of developing a sports program, or starting off with a camp. So that's how we got involved, was just the email from the chair, hey, don't pass up this opportunity, which I'm glad we didn't. We were very fortunate to get the University of Minnesota involved this year. They agreed. Actually, we signed a memo of agreement here in April for a 5-year commitment from the university to donate youth lodging at the Koke Forestry Center for the next 5 years. So right now, the Lax-4-Life program we have another 4 years, 4 summers of planning. This year, the Minnesota Army National Guard, seen what we did last year. Minnesota Sworn pitched the idea to them last year, and they paid for the entire camp this year. The best thing about it is that we're keeping the costs away from the kids. We know that the kids that we're servicing here, they don't have a lot of money. Their families don't have a lot, so we're able to continue to offer a free camp to these kids.
The camp has 2 components. One is learning about the game and is literally hands-on, and the other focuses on classroom-type instruction.
Problem solving is breaking free from those old habits and identifying new ways to solve problems.
Some of the kids are, been here all 3 years. Some are real new to the game, so we go over the basics of the game and then kind of move into some of the more skilled things, and then by the end of the 4 days we'll get into an actual game. So we kind of just give them some skills and some tutelage on basic skills. This is the highlight of my summer, coming up to this camp. You get kids coming from 7 different reservations, and they all come down and represent one Fond du Lac nation here, and just to see these kids come out of their shells a little bit and have fun, that's what it's all about. It's it's a great camp, and just love being a part of it.
It's been a life-changing experience, seeing kids from 7 different communities come together and turn into one big family, and to see them, some kids have never played lacrosse before, and now they're out here passing and catching, shooting on the net and scoring goals and scrimmages and stuff. So to see the development of the kids and the comfort level of the kids go through the roof is what's been the best for me.
We split them up in 2 groups. Group A is on the field, Group B is in there talking about diabetes or tobacco cessation or physical fitness. We just had a suicide here. A 22-year-old committed suicide about 2 weeks ago in the area I grew up. And that was one of our main discussions. It was the first topic this year, is because it's not just our community that has these issues. It's all of our communities, and it's a good thing that these kids are talking about it, because they are talking about it. Yeah, I had an aunt that committed suicide. Yeah, I had my best friend commit suicide. And you can see the connections these guys are making through those classroom sessions.
The co-ed camp also caters to those who may have aged out of the program. These past participants have the opportunity to return as mentors to the younger ones.
The kids that aged out of the program from 2 years ago, from last year, we're bringing them back as junior staffers to keep them involved. And we have them doing a lot of the assisting with the coaching staff, assisting with me. Hey, can you guys go and talk to this kid? He's not getting involved, and we're seeing the value of those kids that were here the first year, the second year, and aged out of the program. We're seeing that those community leaders coming back and saying, hey, come on, I'll help you.
Last year was my first year. Was my only year of eligibility left for the camp. So Brian, our bear, brought me back as a junior counselor this year to help out, just to be a role model to the kids, a younger role model, teach them what I know and to advance myself. Myself, I want to take back to the res, teach the younger generation, because I volunteer at a Boys and Girls Club back home a lot. We're starting lacrosse there. We started last year with lacrosse over there. Got the kids some beginner sticks and stuff like that. Gonna get them more involved, teach them more about the sport.
1, 2, 3, Lax-4-Life!
Lacrosse for Life, which received recognition by First Lady Michelle Obama, offers these young people, some from as far away as Nevada, a chance to experience a sport they might not otherwise play.
Lacrosse hasn't been played in Minnesota for a number of years, with the exception of Prairie Island. And I liken it to a fire that was smoldering, and now we're trying to fan it back and get the flames back and bring life back into the game.
It's kind of a struggle to get Indian communities to come out of their comfort zones, their home communities. But what I see here, our numbers doubled from the first year. We had, 27 kids. This year we have 57 kids total, and representing, 8 reservations. So the program is growing, and it's amazing to watch these kids grow up and actually come back and say and take on that leadership role. That to me tells me that this program, they're getting something from the program.